κάνετε? Κάκος Power, yeah. Τι μου κάνετε? Είστε καλά? So, good evening. This is our English session for everybody that's not Greek speaking. This is the one chance to get a piece of me. So, here we are. One more Tuesday. I hope everybody's fine. I hope everybody can understand my accent. It's a bit of everything, a bit of English, a bit of Greek, a bit of American. So, hi, please write to me where you're joining from. This is, hi Eleanamu. This is, it can't get better from home because we're doing this lockdown thing. So, welcome everybody. I'll give us a couple of minutes to get together. And in the meantime, please do share that we are online. Share it with your friends, share it with your enemies. Maybe it can help them, or your mom or your dad, and you know, just screenshot this video, the Insta Live, and share it on your story or from YouTube. Please, yes. Hi London. Hello Sophia from London. Hi Michael. Hi Agathon. So yes, it is great. Thank you so much. Please do share. Keep waving. I love the waving. I love the little hearts. I love everything that shows me that you're here and you vested. Oh my God, thank you for the little hearts. Everything that shows me that you're here, that you vested in getting something better. Hey Zenya, hey Sofaki, that you're here. Hi Mary from New York. You're always there, Mary. I love it. I love you. I love everybody. I do hope that I'm contributing to somehow to making this lockdown somewhat more interesting or pleasant or fun, or just maybe a little trigger to think differently and to get some perspective on things. This is what I want. So thank you for the comments. I read all the Greek comments. I read all the English comments. Hi from Relicia. I can read that too. It's so great. From Belgium, Christina, thank you so much for being here. It's so cool. And yes, merhaba. Turkey, and yes, hello, thank you for the compliments and the hearts and the waves and the little smiles on YouTube and blue hearts, red hearts. Thank you so much. You're making my day every day. And I think at the beginning of this lockdown, I asked all my clients and my family and myself, I give them this, and the boot campers, the people that are taking part on the self-confidence boot camp, I said, have this question in mind. What do you want? How do you want to remember this lockdown? What do you want to remember it by? And I had something in mind for myself. Like it was a time when I spent really quality time with my kid or whatever. But I had my own things. But now what I have is I'm going to always remember that every day for half hour I was sharing time and space with you guys, and I'm so grateful for that. Seriously, I am humbled with your energy. I am so honored that everybody's here in Greek or in English, it doesn't matter. Thank you so much. This is one of the great highlights from my lockdown. You people being out here and waving and sending hearts to me. This is such a great contribution to my life, and thank you all so much for that. So today we don't have a guest. We're supposed to have a guest, but she didn't make it. We will probably try to make it next or the week after, but I do have a guest scheduled for next Tuesday, and I'm very happy. I'm going to announce it on Instagram, so stay tuned. And from Instagram it will go to Facebook, so stay tuned. Christina, I'm not going to say anymore. It's going to be her first name is Christina, and she's fun and amazing, and I really hope she can make it. Hi Michael, thank you for writing that I do an excellent job. Thank you so much. So today's episode, if you want, or today's subject is something that's very close to my heart, especially in the corporate world. I have been spending so much energy for the past about 8 years, or no, maybe 7 years, to convince the corporate world that mental health is a huge issue. That mental health is not about some girl that got crazy and got on pills, or she's not working, or he is just he's losing it every now and then, and it shouldn't be a taboo, and it's really, really important. And you should absolutely, hi from Valentina and Mama and Maria, thank you, that you're all together there for me and I'm there for you. So that mental health is something that is really, really important, and that there should not be a taboo. We should give some space and time to people to express themselves, and it's not a shame, because people are, at least in my generation, if you would go up to your boss and say, I don't feel well, I need help, or I need to take 2 days off because I need help, or I need to slow down. This was very shameful. And this was a sign that you're weak, that you're not professional enough, that maybe you're not cut out for this job. Definitely you're not cut out for the promotion. So yeah, that was bad in a nutshell. That was really bad. And then the numbers kicked in. The world numbers, and the world numbers saying that the cost of burnout worldwide is in the trillions of dollars every year. Can you get the number? Trillions. It's not millions, it's not billions, it's trillions. That's how much it costs to the world economy for us all getting our psychosomatic little things and not feeling well and whatever. That's how much it costs. And when these numbers kick in, then of course the companies have to listen, because it's their pocket. It's not just yours or mine, it's their pocket. And in a way, I'm kind of glad that this became such a big issue, because it is so important. And it's a good thing that we have the numbers, because then we can do something about it, and it makes sense for a company to do something about it, to prevent it. So I want to talk to you today because we are, hi from the Netherlands. Hello, Mirto. So we are the lockdown is per se a thing that is, more stressful. It's not our everyday situation. It's unknown, and it's uncertain, and is Nassim Taleb's Black Swan, if you know the book. Look him up. And also is Christakis' book, Connected. And in his book, Dr. Christakis, he said, and yes, this book is translated, as is Nassim Taleb's book. They're both translated in Greek, so you can find them. So he claimed, and he proved, Dr. Christakis, that even 6th degree of on the 6th degree of connection, we get affected by what other people do, how other people behave. So in this time where, right after Greek Orthodox Easter, I hope you had a great holiday, by the way, if you had a holiday. In this time, it's normal that we feel more stressed, we feel more disconnected. And right now, the people that we're really connected to, they make a big impact in our life, because these are the only people we get to see or we get to talk to, possibly. So it's a time that that we really need to kind of raise a flag and be very alert to what's happening with us. So today I want to share with you this little exercise that I love. I found it, when I was building the self-confidence bootcamp. I found it and I loved it, and I used it in the self-confidence bootcamp. And it's from some people, I think some ladies in Australia that were using that with their students in a school, just to keep them with the spirits high. So this exercise is called Above the Line, or it's called the line. And the line is basically, it's like a little cross. I'm going to do one of my famous, really bad drawings. So it's very simple. So here, above and below. So here how it goes. And you have other scribbles, ignore that. But you see, this is a small cross, and you have above the line and below the line. I don't know if my YouTube guys can see it. Great. So can you see it's above the line and below the line? It's as simple as that. But what that is a check of your personal mental health every day. I was earlier on a call with a company, a very, very good company, great bunch of people. I've been working with them for quite some time, and I showed them this exercise. And these people are mostly, 60% men, and they're hardcore, they're hardcore professionals, really successful, very smart people. And I love sharing this exercise with them. And it kind of, surprised me and amazed me in a good way that they took on it so much, that they were so interested. Because that's the truth, is that when we set goals, we tend to perform better on goals that have a numeric result. So, for example, if I want to even lose some weight, it's numeric, I'm 60 kilos, I want to go down to 50 or, 59 kilos. Yeah, I don't want to go to 50. But at 59, I would be very happy. 58, I would be ecstatic. And that gives me, a very clear mapping of where I'm going and what I'm going to do about it. So if I wanted to lose 10 kilos, I probably was going to do something a lot different than what I'm doing now, that I want to lose 2 kilos. So we tend to perform a lot better when the what is in front of us has a number on it. And it goes the same with money, if you want to gain certain amount of money, it's very clear on your head. You say, I want to make 3,000 in the next month, and that's a very clear number. So you map out your choices and your actions to drive you to where you want to go. But what happens when you're talking about mental health? How do you measure it? And it's a very good question. People ask me, it's like, Nánsy, how can you say I want to be more happy, less happy? I want to be fulfilled. Hey, Hara from London. I want to be not fulfilled. I want to be, I don't know. How do you measure it? Thank you for the little hearts. I love the little hearts. So, there is this question from Dionysia that says, are you addressing English people? Yes, Dionysia. The reason that I speak once a week in English is because I have a lot of clients and a lot of people that follow me that are not Greek speaking. Not that I have to explain myself, but I want to. All right? So, there we go. So, how do you measure intangible things? How do you measure your spirituality? How do you measure and hence put goals on how spiritual you are? How do you measure your emotional health? How do you measure your sentimental health? How do you do that? So a very good answer to that is this exercise that I showed you, and it's the line. Before I explain to you exactly how it works, let me just say that with the people that I work with, we have this thing between us that, when they leave, when a client comes in, normally they come in and they're like, I don't feel, or I feel very well because I have something to celebrate. Or sometimes they will come in and they will say, I don't feel, this week was not a great week, or this month was not a great month. So by the time they get out of the session, then they really, if they come in and they're at the 3, from 0 to 10 scale, they're at the 3. When they leave, they're all excited. They're like, oh my God, I'm like a 9 now, which is fantastic, right? It's fantastic. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to them because they feel the progress. They see it. They can measure it. So I always have this scale, like from 0 to 10, where are you now? So when they come in, we measure it. When they leave, we measure it. And then we have this agreement that when they leave, the week or the day goes by or the days go by, maybe you lose this kind of mojo and motivation or whatever. So as you lose it, we have this agreement, this pledge between us that you cannot go below 5. If you go below 5, you have to call me. And that's how we roll. That's how we go. So the line is exactly the same thing. The line basically is a scale. And what I invite you to do is to have this line, and I will tell you what goes above the line and what goes below the line. So if you have this scale, you actually can measure the intangible things that are so important in our lives. So for example, if you're above the line, you will have things like you are optimistic, you feel happy, you feel joyful, you feel energetic, you have a lot of confidence, you have clarity and focus, you feel open, you feel capable. So these are all great things, and you can put them on the line. Again, I will show you my fantastic drawing. There we go. So you see, these would be all up here. And the further up you are on the line, the better it feels, right? And then you know. So if you put these words, all the positive words you can think of, up here, and then you know where you are every time, right? Now, below the line, obviously you have other words, and it can be, I am tired, I'm ready to kill somebody, I'm very stressful, I'm very angry, I'm grumpy, I'm aggressive, I feel nothing at all, I am bored, or it can be, I don't know, I feel depressed, I feel very sad, I am infuriated. It can be anything. You can choose the words and you can put them below the line. So your goal every day is to be definitely above the line, all right? And the higher up the line, the better. So if you were to do, my little scale would look like that. So from 0 to 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, here's the 5, right? And then all the way to 10. So if we were to do my scale, it would look like that. Another beautiful drawing from me to you. Okay, we're going to auction it in Sotheby's soon. I'm joking, obviously. Right, you can't see it. It's not that hard. It's just a scale from 0 to 10, actually. Okay, it's very simple. So what I need to do, what I want you to do is to wake up every day and give yourself a target and say, okay, today I want to be this much above the line, and associate it to specific feelings or state, spiritual or emotional state. So that would mean, for example, today I am determined, my target is that 90% of my time awake, I'm going to feel energetic. If you have this as a goal, right, you're going to do things about it. Like if having high energy throughout the day is your goal for today, you need to plan out some actions that are going to take you there, as you would do in your job. If you want to bring in X amount of sales, you have to do X actions, Y actions, right? So you want to just say exactly what do you want. So if, for example, I'm going back to the energetic thing, if you want to be energetic, you know that for sure you cannot just wake up. I mean, in this particular mood, right? Wake up, go to the shower, maybe do a little gym, do the work. That's not going to make you feel energetic. So you want to start somewhere else. You want to say, okay, tomorrow I want to feel super energetic, so I'm going to go to bed early tonight. And this way, I like to do that the night before, actually. So I want to go to bed early tonight. I want to wake up at that time, and then I have my day scheduled. And I want to stand up from my desk every 90 minutes and run, ideally not to the kitchen and the fridge, but like do something high power and maybe just do anything. I have plenty of exercises that I use that we cannot share now, but we can do that another day. It's a good idea, actually. But I have a lot of exercises that I use to prime myself, like to put me in a great state, in a great mental and emotional and physical state. So if I am sitting like that, obviously, it doesn't look that like I'm going to be very energetic. My brain does not get the message that, we need energy for today. In the contrary, if I am all hyped up and I run here and I run there and I move very fast at one point and for 5 minutes and I do some exercise or I change my the way I breathe, then I will manage to have my energy high. And for instance, I know that there are some people that are going to bring me down. So the day that I want to be, I have these days where it's very important to me to just feel grateful, I need, once a week I say I'm good. This is my gratitude day. I want to feel grateful and I don't want anybody to disturb that. So everybody that I know that might disturb that because they're nagging or they're judging or they're complaining or they look at me and they're jealous of what I do or what I don't do, or they have they have a thought about everything. These people, that day, I'm not grateful that I have them in my life, so I choose to leave them out. It's a choice. It comes down, whatever we do, it comes down to choices, and our feelings are no different. We are used to say or to think that the way we feel is a responsive thing, so there's a trigger and we respond with a feeling. And I don't believe that. Of course we respond to triggers. Like if somebody comes up to me and starts yelling at me, of course I will respond. Not in a very nice way, I have to say. But, what if we can decide? Everything is a matter of choice. Yes, it is, somebody writes. So if I decide that today is the day that I want to feel a specific thing throughout the day, and I have my checkpoints, like every 1 hour, and that's where the line is great. Every 1 hour, I visit my little cross there and I say, okay, where am I? Where am I? Am I above the line? Great. Am I below the line? Oh, what can I do to get above the line? Because it's the next step, right? That's the next step. What will I choose to do or not to do so that I can climb up the line, so that I can move up the scale from 1 to 10? I want to move up. And yet, yes, it is measurable. If you use the line or if you use the scale, it's measurable. Because I know when my energy is at 3. And I know when it's at 5. I know what it looks like. I know what I'm doing. And then I can replicate it the next day and say, oh, you know what? After I spoke with my friend Eliana, I felt really energized and I had so many great ideas. And it happens with good friends that, I have some good friends that I share with them a lot of my business thoughts, and ideas. And every time I put the phone down with them, I feel like like something has opened up, I get fresh ideas every time, and I feel so energized and I'm so happy. So it makes sense. The days that I want to feel energized and feel very, very productive, it makes sense that I speak to these people. Now, I was expecting that. Phil says it's difficult if there are toxic people by you. Yes, I was expecting that because there's always a toxic person somewhere in your surroundings. Now, if you have toxic people around you, it is more difficult. But then we have a great exercise for the Greek speakers in the self-confidence bootcamp. So it's only Greek speaking for now, the self-confidence bootcamp. So I'm sorry, Phil, or whoever wants to join, but they can't because it's in Greek. But we have this great exercise, and this is a giant ball. Like imagine a giant transparent ball, and it can hold you and whatever you want in there, so you can imagine yourself being in this fantastic transparent ball, and you can be floating on a river or floating on the Mediterranean on a nice non-windy day. Temperature is perfect inside the ball, and you can go in there, and you are the only one that has the keys. You're the only one that can allow people to get in there, right? And you can choose what you let in the ball. What is the subject today? Mental health, my dear Effie. Mental health. Right. So you can choose what's there. You can choose who is going to be there. So if you have a toxic person next to you, you can immediately just decide to go in this ball. And when you're in this ball, you cannot be heard on the outside. So people can speak on the outside. You can hear them, but they cannot hear what you say. So you don't need to say anything, basically. And that's the magic of this transparent ball. You don't need to say anything. So if you have a toxic person, just imagine that you have this huge thing here, and it's transparent and it's full of light and it's protecting you. You don't have to say anything, because anything you say, people are not going to hear it, because a toxic person is not going to hear what you say. They're going to keep bringing out their thing, doing their thing, which is being toxic. So you don't want to engage in a conversation. So basically, you minimize for that day. You minimize the interaction. And they're going to come at you. And they're going to say, excuse me, and they're going to say, wow, the way you look is horrible today. And what are you doing? And you're doing this wrong. And you're doing the other wrong. And then with the risk of being a bit rude, I'm not always, my methods are not always very politically correct, I have to admit. I will deny it officially, but I have to admit it to you guys. Oh, we're being recorded. Correct. So anyway, never mind. You can always be a little bit rude if you're on a mission to protect yourself. I think that there's never an excuse for you to be mean to people. I don't do mean. I don't like mean. But rude sometimes. I'm actually okay with it. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? When you have toxic people in your workplace and you can't avoid them, this is a hard task. Indeed, this is a very hard task. I hear you, and I've been there. And again, try this ball thing. Try this transparent ball thing. I'm rude pretty many times. Okay, let's not push it to the end, people. But I hear you. I know what you're saying. So, with the risk of being a little bit rude, just do not engage. Do not engage. There is no way to make logical conversation with an irrational person. You understand that, right? There is just no way. It's not going to work. It's like me trying to explain to my 8-year-old why he should stop playing his iPad. I can give him all the reasonable and scientific facts why he should stop after he has been playing this video game with his pal on the other line for an hour and a half, but he's not going to do it. He's going to say, mommy, I want it. So you can't use the same kind of logic with everybody. You have to choose it. So sometimes it's best to just not engage. My friend in Turkey says, if you put your limits, it is not rudeness. Not putting them is rude for your own self. Yes, I love you. I totally agree with you. And I didn't say be rude. I said with the risk of being perceived as rude, because you are going to be perceived as rude. So if you are a people pleaser, this is a very hard exercise, because people are not going to like it. But if you do it once or twice or 3 times, then you realize it's okay, and people they're not going to love you, but that's fine. You'll survive, and just possibly, you will be better off. So I urge you. Oh my God, we have another question. People, what is wrong with you? Why do you keep showing up at an English-speaking event if you don't want me to speak English? You were not forced here. Nikomu. It's not a stupid question. It's because not 100% of my audience is English. And even if it was just because I love speaking English, because I speak English to my son, I don't think I have to explain it to everybody. But because it's after Easter, I'm going to be very nice and explain twice on a live, okay? So maybe next Monday I speak on French. Maybe. Thank you, Nikos. So... But you see, you disorient me with these comments. Come on, people, you're here. If you're here, try to get the best of me, So I'm going to get in my ball. Nikos, you stay out of my ball, okay? And the other person that asked about me speaking English, out of my ball. I love you, but please, I'm not going to answer this question another time, okay? Don't laugh, Nicoletta, I see you. So, all right, let's go back because I want to wrap it up. And I want to remind you, before I wrap it up, I want to remind you of 3 things. One is hashtag in Greek. This is going to be in Greek. Hashtag κερδίζω χρόνο. Because the English-speaking people, I don't know if you have this. But in Greece, here it goes. Back in the day, when you were little, if you were born some half of the year, you would go to the higher grade in school. So I don't remember how it went. So you would say, I earn a year. So you were kind of going younger to school. So you had one, you were earning a year, and then you weren't, something like that. So we used to call that κερδίζω χρόνο. So here it goes. So hashtag κερδίζω χρόνο. It's my mission about everybody that has a birthday during the lockdown. So I believe that everybody above 30, the below 30, stop it. You're fine, okay? But the above 30, us above 30 people that have our birthday, we don't have to celebrate this year's birthday this year. We definitely want to celebrate this year's birthday again. So I'm going to be celebrating my 49th year again because I love celebrating. But my 50th birthday is going to come up in a year. And because this kind of gave me the gift of extra 12 months, and you should see it like that. Don't see it like you're trying to hide a year. I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm telling you outright my date of birth, but I intend to be 49 for another 12 months. So please bear with me. #κερδίζω χρόνο. And because I have this incredible gift in my life that the coronavirus gave me, which is another 12 months, and I'm lucky enough that I have nobody that that is dead or is sick because of that. So just as a sign of thanks to the universe, I will extend the early bird to the self-confidence bootcamp until the end of the month. So it was supposed to end yesterday. We have extended it, and you can get on the self-confidence bootcamp for the same price, for the early bird price, until the end of the month. So no rush. I mean rush, but yeah. So happy cyber birthday, Καλύτερα γίνεται. Yes, καλύτερα γίνεται. So I love you στα ελληνικά. Thank you, Nico μου. I love you back. Right, so that's one thing. #κερδίζω χρόνο. So you can have the gift of extra 12 months. And actually, you can decide when and how. I decided now. You can decide whenever you want. It's your choice. It's your life. You don't need to explain yourself to anybody. Just do whatever you want, You're not hurting anybody. So, happy birthday to all of us. My birthday is next Monday. I'm going to be live next Monday. Be prepared for a lot of wishes and little hearts. So, that's one thing. The other thing that I want you to remember is the line, right? I want to wrap it up and say that, if you have this line and you make it a point in your life the night before to just set a goal, set a goal about your mental health, your spiritual health, your emotional health, and set a goal on these things and say, I want to be there on the line. And being there looks like that, or being there requires me to take these actions, then I can guarantee you that you are going to be doing the best you can for preventing the burnout, for preventing all these psychosomatic symptoms that are so bad, for preventing yourself from internalizing the negative feelings and making them body symptoms. All right? So, when is the workshop again? Amarilis Divas pole dancing. Oh my God, Amarilis, I so want to learn pole dancing. You have to put here a link. I need to go and learn pole dancing. That's my new thing. I'm probably going to kill myself, and it's going to be very funny. I promise if I go, I will do a live there. It's going to be hilarious, but I want to do it. So, Amarilis, the next self-confidence bootcamp starts the 4th of May, and you have until the end of the month to subscribe, and we're going to have the little price, the early bird price, until the end of the month, just because I've earned extra 12 months of my life, in my life, for me. So, Sofula says, I'm trying to pole dancing. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Let's all go pole dancing, guys. Come on, let's try new things, We're only 49. I mean, you're only 49 twice. So shouldn't you try it? I say yes. So, my dears, make a point to really care about your mental health. I had a great question that went through. Still, it's really hard task. Yes, it is. I agree, it is. But I want to tell you one thing. I had a great question before, and I wanted to address that question before I leave you guys. That question was what do you do for your spiritual life? So for your spiritual health, excuse me. So spiritual health, for me, it's a lot of things. And spirituality, for me, again, it's not just hugging the trees and running outside barefoot to get grounded, or doing yoga all day and taking the pose of the angry dog or the cute dog. I don't know. I don't like yoga. I love people that do it. I'm so bad at it. I don't like it. But anyway, that's a parenthesis. So spirituality is not that. Spirituality is not reading Plato all day and night. Spirituality is nothing. For me, spirituality, I've put it on my Instagram. I think I need to dig up this post. Spirituality is stop agreeing with anything that insults your soul. Okay? So if there's anything that insults your soul, then, and you accept it or you choose it, voluntarily or involuntarily, then you're really hurting your spiritual health. And that, for me, is spirituality. So, Take care of your mind, take care of your body, take care of your emotions, take care of who you let into this fantastic ball. Anybody that's going to join us for the boot camp, we're going to have a ride with this ball. I have a lot of exercises on that. It's really, really fun, right? And stay tuned. And there's a big possibility, I'm not sure yet, there's a big possibility that on Friday, we have Dr. Hadida. She is an old friend of mine. She's a professor in Cambridge University. And there's a big chance that she can make our call. So I will let you know. Stay tuned. Spirituality, says Nasulita, is different lesson for each person. Yes, it is, I agree. Thank you all for joining me. #κερδίζω χρόνο. I'm going to be saying it every day until the end of the month, people, because it's 12 more months of my life and I'm so freaking excited about that. So stay at home, stay tuned, stay well, and take care of you and the people that you love. Peace out, and I will see you all tomorrow.